below. Now that was all the sprung from above exercises. So now we switch the spring. So the most important thing about switching the spring is the safety strap. So you're going to take, and you know, Minji and I do this very differently. And I told Minji that she should do it my way because I feel like she works too hard to do it, but she says she can't do it my way. So I think it's easiest to put the strap on because you can then you can make the height. So if it's arm work, I'm putting it usually lower on these loops than if it's leg work. So I'm just going to pick the second from the bottom because that will work for anything that we're going to do. And then I come around and I take the spring and I put the spring on from below. And I usually stand here, grab hold of the spring, lean forward, and put the spring on. Your other option would be to come around this way, pick it up, and then lean backward and put the spring on. So if I do that, it's pretty easy. Okay. So Minji puts the spring on and then fights to put the strap on, what I feel it looks like. So you can play with it and try it any way you want. Remember here you want this flap up, right, to protect the edge of the machine. And then also remember that when you take it down from this position is where it gets a little kinky. So if you give it, just make sure it's laying straight when you're done with the spring. Okay, so that's basically sprung from below. That's a red. You can do that with the blue also, but mostly we'll use the red spring. So Serratus press, the position, the hardest part I think with these is setting the person up in the right place. So for Serratus press, I'm telling them nose under the bar to start. The idea is that, and I'm going to put the ball there just to help them close that connection. So this is all connected and I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm going to push up, and the idea here is I want my wrist and my shoulder in the same line. Right? It's better to be further down than it is to be too far up on this one. It changes the muscles that are working. Right? If I want Serratus to work, I got to be at least in line here. Okay, so that's an important thing to really remember. So I put a star on that position and really think about that position. So the easiest way is kind of nose level with the bar before they start. That'll get you really close, and then you probably will have to adjust front and back. I'm still adjusting people front and back when they get there. So I haven't figured out the perfect way to get them in the right place before. Serratus press is a very isolated motion, so it's pressing up and down through the shoulder blades, right? It's not up by the ears, it's wrapped down and pressed because the motion of Serratus is going to be to abduct the scapula, right? So that's the motion you're looking for, the scapular abduction, right? And so I can do two arms. I can do two arms and add an upper ab curl, right? So on this one I usually cue the arms first, the head follows, and then down. Okay, and then I can do a single arm, and when I do single arm, I leave the arm where it is, under my shoulder. The bar allows me to do that. So I'm going to just press up with the one, and then this one pressing up. Right? And then I can take it to an oblique upper ab curl. So I'm going to now take the arm across, the other hand behind my neck, and I'm going to roll over there and back. Right, shoulder first and body follows. So on this side, I take the arm across, hand behind the neck, shoulder first, arm follows, right? And I'm keeping in that diagonal, right? It feels really nice. This is a really nice exercise. Sometimes on the single arm version, you might need to switch to the blue spring. You can just see how it goes with you guys and how it will go with your clients. If they're not getting the right form, we're going to let them know. Okay, so that's Serratus press. And hamstring stretch. So hamstring stretch, let me show you the reverse version first. So hamstring stretch is again depend on the flexibility of the legs. The easiest way to do it, if the person is too, well, I'll show you the real version then. So I'm going to slide my head up to the edge of the Cadillac, and I'm going to bring the feet. Traditionally, The hamstring stretch is 1 foot on, right, and 1 foot all the way out. And then you want to make sure their tail can stay down. So the head position determines how much stretch there's on the hamstring, right? If I slide down, I'm going to have more stretch, right? The further down I go, the more stretch I'm going to get. So the exercise starts bent leg, and then I'm going to reach up, point, flex, point, and bend the leg. So point, flex, point, and bend, and then I would switch sides. Point, flex, point, and bend. Right? Same thing. Point, flex, point, and bend. So that is the classic hamstring stretch. If the person is too tight to get in this position, so say you slide them all the way up, they've got their leg on and they really cannot get the leg straight, or their butt comes off, then you can do the reverse hamstring stretch. So if you turn them around underneath here, now I can go up, right, and I have a lot less stretch, so I can keep the right position with my hips. That's the most important thing. The other thing that's different here is I bend this leg. So you could do that facing the other way. That'll create less stress. Or if you want the hip open, I can also just open it over the edge here. Point, flex, point, and bend. It's reaching up. Point, flex, point, and bend. Again, most important is that my hips are in the correct alignment. So that's hamstring stretch, per se, as the classic version. Then, what you can do, and I use this a lot, so those of you who've been observing probably have seen it, is the footwork here. And so you can do both feet up. So the hard part on both feet up is keeping the tail down. So I would give them a little extra slack, and I'm constantly cueing the tailbone to come down. But I can do any number of footwork positions, right? So I can do my first position, pressing up, point, flex, point, bending, right? I can do parallel, coming in, pressing up, point, flex, point. I can do second position, right? Coming in, press, point, flex, point. And then I can do prancing, which I actually really like here. So one down and switching, right? And there's prancing going on. Right? And that leads me right into monkey. So that would be anybody, that's safe for anybody. Monkey is very loaded in flexion, so you're only going to be doing this on your not back safe people, like people who can handle loaded flexion. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot tower. I'll go back to tower and then monkey. So this can lead me right into tower. Alright, so tower, I'm going to hold on to here, right? And I'm going to roll up through my spine. Now here you need to be careful that you really want to pass the risers on your up, right? So you got to situate the person in the right place. Then I'm going to bend and press 3 times. And I'm really not doing much up here, right? It's all in that lower, rolling down and bending in. Okay, so that's tower. And then we can go to monkey. I'm going to slide up a little bit for monkey. Monkey, I'm going to hold here, rolling up, point, flex, point, and rolling back down. Okay, so then we have, that's full monkey. We have demi monkey. So I let this leg down, going up, point, flex, point, and down. Promise myself I would do both sides. Up, point, flex, point, and down. And then we have twisted monkey. You could also modify monkey here, right, for somebody who needs a little more room. Coming up, point, flex, point, and down. And then we could also do twisted monkey. So I'm going to take that. I don't know if I put twisted monkey very much, but going up, point, flex, point, and down.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah, I do. Okay. And then coming up, point, flex, point, and down. Yeah? I think those are all monkeys. Okay? So then we have hip opener. hip opener, the most important is on the side. The most important thing to notice is where your spring is. So you have to have the client facing the spring. So I'll show you my back side first. Here. The position is going to depend somewhat on flexibility. Technically, it's supposed to be elbow at the pole. Glad is on the back side of the machine. I'm going to push up, and this one you're going to probably have to help them. Of all these exercises, this is the one that I probably didn't need the most help. This leg stays back. Right? I'm going to try and get this foot as back as much as I can. Point, flex, point. Bend your knee. I'm trying to bend it behind my shoulder. Right? And pressing up, point, flex, point, and bending in. Right? To switch sides on this one, I have to switch the spring. So I'm going to take the time to do that with your client. It's really worth it. It's just, I think it's on this side. And then it's the same thing. So coming in, ideally I'm lined up here. So if they're not flexible enough, you can push them up forward. If you wanted more stretch, you could stretch out the arm, right? And put it on, right? Hook them towards the back of the machine, right? And then I'm going to point, flex, point, bend the knee in behind my shoulder. Right, press it up, point, flex, point, and bending in. Okay? So then you'd help them get out of that position too. Good. So those are done. Those are the front and below.